DSCR loans for 5 to 10 residential units. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Jeff Trevarthen, Jeff the Mortgage Pro, as I am known on YouTube. Thanks so much for watching today. I've got a really good one for you, but first, if you could do me a favor, if you could click that like button down below if you like this video, and if you really like my videos, if you could please subscribe to my channel, that'd be awesome, because that would let you know when these videos are coming out, usually a couple times a week, and it helps me grow my audience. But I just have to say, I'm always flattered every time people watch my videos, and so thank you so much for doing that. I'm going to put a calendar link down below. It's called Calendly. Go ahead and click on that if you want to schedule an appointment with me, as I would love to chat with you about it. Okay? All right, let's jump into our main topic today. We're talking about the DSCR loan for 5 to 10 unit residential properties. What I love about DSCR, just so FYI, DSCR stands for Debt Service Coverage Ratio. And what I love about DSCR is the flexibility in which we can qualify for this. Now, usually all my videos have been about DSCR for residential real estate loans, anywhere from 1 to 4 units. But in this one, we're going to talk about what's actually usually considered commercial property. And commercial property, or commercial multifamily property is 5 to 10 units. And so the terms that you get on this are typically, when you're working on these with commercial loans, they can be higher interest rates. They're going to be typically 20 to 25-year loans with a balloon payment at the end. So financing is a lot different for those types of properties to begin with. But with this particular product, this is a 30-year fixed loan, which I really love. So let's get into some of the details about this and some of the things that can help you to qualify for this if you need a DSCR loan for a 5 to 10 unit multifamily investment property, okay? All right, in this instance, we can do loan amounts up to $3 million. And this is for both purchases, refinances that are rate and term refinances, or refinances that are cash out refinances. And remember, since it's a DSCR loan, debt service coverage ratio, this is only for properties that are non-owner occupied. So you can't live in one of these units if you're going to do a DSCR loan on this particular type of a product. There are no personal income requirements required on this. It's the same thing for residential DSCR, which is 1 to 4 units. On the 5 to 10 units, obviously we're not looking at your income. We're only going to look at the cash flow of the property itself. There is no limit to the number of properties that you have. So that's a cool thing with the DSCR loans. You can have as many investment properties as you want. There are usually this comes in 2 forms. It comes in a 30-year fixed or a 15-year fixed. So most investors will probably go with the 30-year fixed option. And the reason being is that this allows you the lowest payment possible, typically, because it's the longest term over which that loan is going to amortize. And like I said, oftentimes when you're doing commercial loans, those things are anywhere from 20 to 25 years in amortization, so the payments could be higher. So in this instance, you actually might have a better payment just because you amortize it over 30 years. One of the cool things that I like about this product also is, in order to help you improve your cash flow or make the debt service coverage ratio work, you can actually do an interest-only payment on this. I think that most investors don't really care as much about the rate as they care about what the monthly payment is. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to maximize our returns when we have investment property, right? So the lowest payment is probably going to be the best option for you when we're trying to do this. And sometimes the interest only could be a better option for that lowest payment. With the DSCR, as with most commercial loans and most residential loans that are non-qualified mortgages, you need to have reserves. And remember, a reserve is just 1 month worth of principal, interest, tax, and insurance. That's 1 month of reserves. And in this case, for the DSCR multifamily 5 to 10 unit properties, we need at least 6 months of reserves. Now, you can use things like your retirement accounts, so 401k, IRA, you can use stocks, bonds, you can use cash. All those things qualify for reserves in order to do that calculation. And just remember this, a reserve is not money that you need to put into the transaction. It's just simply a risk calculation done by the lender for us to make sure that we have adequate ability to pay for a loan should somebody not pay their rent on any given month, okay? So that's all a reserve is. In this case, we can go up to 75% loan to value with these. So you need to have a minimum of 25% down or maintain at least 25% equity if we're doing a rate and term refinance. Here's a stipulation on this one that's a little bit different than the residential DSCR loan. So in this instance, you cannot be a first-time investor. You actually have to have experience as a commercial real estate investor or a residential real estate investor, and you have to have at least one out of the last 3 years having owned residential or commercial income property. So we could determine that by, just you can look and figure out that information pretty easily for most investors, but you cannot be a first-time investor for this. You can have a maximum of 2 vacancies on your 5 to 10 unit property. So that's a little bit different than the residential side of stuff again. And, vacancies are probably a little bit more common when you have more units like that. So a maximum of 2 vacancies, but we would obviously prefer that it's fully leased out in order to give you the DSCR loan for those 5 to 10 units. If you have a loan amount over $2 million, you're probably going to need 2 appraisals to go along with that. And remember, we're going to take the lower of the 2 appraisals to determine the value of the property. If they come at the same value, that's awesome. If they both come in higher than what we need for the value, then that's awesome too. So just know that you're going to have 2 appraisals if the loan amount is going to be over $2 million. Credit scores, it's obviously something that's kind of important with residential lending. It's also a little bit important when you're doing commercial type loans like this. So anything over 660 is what we need. Preferably over 720 would be more ideal, and the terms are probably going to be a little bit better if you're going to buy property or refinance a property with higher credit scores. So work on that credit, make sure that stays up for you. Lastly, this I think is a big one. Gift funds are allowed as long as you as a borrower, the primary borrower, has at least a 10% contribution into that down payment and cash to close. So what I mean, if the cash to close, so your down payment plus closing costs is equal to $100,000, let's say, that means you have to have a minimum of $10,000 of your own money. But you can use a gift for other people to be able to help you buy these. And I think that's a pretty darn cool thing that a lot of commercial investors may not really look at or want in terms of doing loans for individuals. Okay. And lastly, just like all DSCR loans, these have a prepayment penalty in case you actually, or in most states, some states don't even allow a prepayment penalty, so you don't have one, but ends up being a little bit higher in terms of rate. So the prepayment penalties are anywhere from 1 to 5 years. The lower the prepayment period, so like if you're doing a 1-year prepayment penalty or 2-year prepayment penalty, the higher the rate, and then vice versa. The longer the prepayment period, the lower the interest rate is probably going to be. So definitely something to think about in terms of how your terms are going to look when you do your DSCR loan. Okay. So if you're watching this video and you really like it, please make sure you reach out to me. Again, this is for DSCR loans for 5 to 10 units. So this is almost like a commercial type of a property or a commercial multifamily property. And again, if you like my videos, thanks so much for watching. Go ahead and click on the calendar link down below that I'm going to put in the description. And if you want to schedule an appointment with me and chat with me about your 5 to 10 unit residential real estate property, go ahead and click on that link and schedule an appointment. Look forward to seeing you on the next show. Have a good day. Talk to you soon.